My name is Kulimanova Kunduz. My dissertation title is Developing of Socio-Cultural Competence of Secondary School Students in Foreign Language Lessons. Thesis advisor is Aybarsha Islam. So the motivation for research. So what? This research helps me to find the solution of the research problem as well as to answer research questions. Research questions, what methodology is chosen to gain the research aim, what kind of data collection and the research questions will be conducted, who are my participants, and what are the preliminary results of the research. Background of literature review. As I have said before, the term communicative competence was represented by Hyams and Chomsky. Then Cannell and Swain defined the communicative competence as a learner's ability to communicate successfully. They include 4 components. To the communicative competence, they are words and rules, appropriacy, cohesion and coherence, and communication strategies. Among Kazakhstani scientists, Kunambayeva, Salima Sagievna represented the cross-cultural and communicative competence, where 7 components were included to cross-cultural and communicative competence, and the social-cultural competence is a sub-competence of this one of these 7 parts. The method I intend to use. I will, first of all, the first procedure and the first stage, it is collecting primary and secondary resources. I have read a lot of articles related to my topic. Then the second stage, it is conducting qualitative and quantitative data collection. Then the third stage, it is a final draft, will be, and the data I intend to use, they are qualitative data collection and the quantitative. That's why mixed method I'm going to use. Actually, I used to, and I'm going to conduct an interview with the teachers as well as with students, and conduct observation lessons. Data collection is aimed to understand, does the teaching process cover intercultural awareness? Do they work in a practical way? And the quantitative data collection, it will be a questionnaire. There are 55 students of 9th, 11th grade, secondary school number 184. This questionnaire is aimed to have a clear picture of what is happening and for achieving objectives, which was held in October 2020 with the help of Google Form application. The ethical aspects of research. The ethical aspects during the interviews with teachers and the students questionnaire were observed. During the interview, the teachers didn't want their names to be mentioned in the research paper, and the students didn't have to fill in the name. Findings. In questionnaire for students, There were 4 questions related to developing communicative and social cultural competence of the students, where I showed in a pie charts, also in percentage. For the first question, 44% of students answered that they always use knowledge that they gained in English lessons in their everyday life. 402% of students said never. 40.7% of students use it sometimes. And only in need. 27.8% of students use only when they need. For the second question, the question was, in what situation do they use communication skills acquired in English lessons? Among friends, there are 30.8%, in abroad 11.5%, when talk to foreigners 50%, when they write letter to their pen friends 7%. For the third question, students answered that they think that educational curriculum taught and help improve students' social-cultural competence skills. And 28.3% answered yes, 20.3% answered no, and 59% of students never think about it. The fourth question was, how teaching English affect their role in society. 25.9% of students answered often. Seldom was 38.9%, and never 11.1%, and in the classroom 24.1% students use that's why English lessons affect in their role in society. So here the results of interview with teachers. There were 3 questions related to the developing of social-cultural competence skills of students. And the following answers are: for the question 1, all teachers answered that positively. That's why they all use additional materials for improving social-cultural competence of students. They include some materials in their short-term plans. For the question 2, all teachers agree that they are used in all 4 types of teaching. That's why in listening, reading, and the writing, speaking skills, they use materials for improving communicative and social-cultural competence of students. But some of them mostly use listening, but some of them more use speaking rather than reading or writing. So for the third question was how they check or evaluate the effectiveness of their teaching materials. 2 teachers told that students succeed when they make a dialogue One teacher manages extracurricular excursion due to make the process of learning more authentic. Two teachers see the results of perception through writing email of her students to their pen friends in abroad. And one teacher said that she noticed the intercultural awarenesses of their students while writing an essay about different countries' culture. So, findings. I make my mind decision that questionnaire results show that most students are aware of communicative and socio-cultural competence are what this statistic shows at what stage the current situation is, and it gives understanding and impetus on what secondary school teachers will have to work on in the future. The most interesting fact for me, which is attract my attention, is that learners develop L2 communication and the socio-cultural competence skills not because of their future profession, but in order to talk to foreigners in Kazakhstan or in order to communicate when they go abroad. Conclusion. This data collection, which I conducted, is not final and it requires more research. In the near future, it's planned to conduct a qualitative data collection in the form of interview with 3 students of grades 9, 11s from each parallel and record the answers. Also, I'm going to conduct 10 or 15 observation lessons of my colleagues in next term, in the 3rd term. It will be in January 2021, and I want to use several tips for improving social cultural competence of students, and I want to conduct and also experiment 5-6 lessons. Then I will analyze and make notice what for I will do it because I want to identify what techniques, methods, teaching are the best way to improve, to develop students' communicative and social cultural competence skills. That's all. Thank you.